right, studio time check says it's 40 minutes past 6 a.m. Today, the 17th day in April of 2025. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you so much for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your number one family radio in the whole of your state. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome, Ekabo. Thank you so much for joining us. And this is just to let you know that you have unlocked the wholesome experience for today, and I'd like to urge you to stay with us, come along with us on this wholesome experience today. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola, and the program is Perspectives Unlimited. We'll be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. That's what we're going to be doing. We'll talk about these stories. We will go beyond the news. We'll help you make sense of many of these stories. Okay, so welcome once again, and thank you for coming along with us. Okay, you can listen to us via our website, www.wellsradio893.com. Same way you can also watch us live. In fact, this is very enjoyable. I enjoin you to go on YouTube right now and watch us live, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. If you're confused as to how to get to YouTube, don't worry, we made it simple. Just go to our Facebook page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. You will see the link to our YouTube for Perspectives Unlimited this morning. Before you click that link, click on like, comment, and let's know where you're watching from, and then click on that link and go to our YouTube page and watch us right now. All right, once again, you're welcome. I'll be taking a look at headlines before we bring our analysts on this morning. All right, we'll start from the Punch newspaper. The lead headline says 800 naira per litre petrol in sight as oil prices fall. PMS drops again as Dangote cuts ex-depot rate to 835 naira per litre. Crude now $65 per barrel from $75 per barrel. Okay, that's on page 29 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. Northern governors in joint push against resurgent attacks. That's on page 2. EFCC, SEC moved to dismantle Ponzi scheme. That story is on page 29. More headlines. Tinubu's France retreat sparks backlash amid rising insecurity. That's on page 2. Plateau killings. Police arrest key suspects. Governors bans night grazing. That's on page 36 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. Emergency rule. Rivers women protest again. Reps panel summons EBAS. Okay, you find that story on the Punch newspaper as well. 2027 coalition to unseat Tinubu gaining ground, says Atiku. That's on page 37. Nigeria cuts power supply to Niger Republic. That's on page 11. And we have this one here. Hundreds of Boko Haram suspects are in Lagos. That's from the CJTF, and that's on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's move to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Cracking Buhari's CPC as Al-Makura, Mesari, Musa, 20 others denounce defection. Okay, Atiku blasts Tinubu over France stay amidst killings in Nigeria. All right, more headlines. Over 150 Nigerians have died in your absence. Obi tells Tinubu. That's also on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Oyo rolls out 4-year strategic plan to end HIV epidemic. That's also there on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. On the Vanguard newspaper, insecurity worsens. Herdsmen kill 144 in Plateau, Benue in 14 days. More headlines. Naira down to 1,620 naira per dollar in parallel market. That's also on the Vanguard newspaper. More headlines. 2027, Atiku's coalition, PDP governors clash over fronting for Tinubu. That's also on the Daily. More headlines. This one says 2027, Labour Party's 3-way chairmanship. Okay. Lagos LGAs, IPAC to boycott polls over 37 LCDA's inclusion. That's also on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Finally, Reps orders Remita to fund 100 and 82 billion naira withheld from TSA since 2015. You also find that on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. We're still taking headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. The Daily Trust newspaper says filling stations yet to adjust as Dangote reduces petrol price again. That's on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Well, the headline on the Daily Trust says federal government makes peace move to Niger Republic. That clashes with the headlines on other dailies, but we'll get into it. We'll take a look at it. Arsenal thrash holders Real Madrid reach Champions League semis. Oh, that's what all of the noise was about yesterday. All right, congratulations to Arsenal. You just might make it this time around. More headlines. Well, that's about it on the Daily Trust as well. Thank you so much once again for joining us. And I omitted to say this. We apologize for starting the show a bit late due to certain things. But we say thank you very much for staying with us. We say thank you very much for being there and for listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. I'll bring in our analyst at this point, Mr. Olale Konsani. How do you do, sir?
I'm doing well, madam. How about you?
Oh, we give glory to God. Okay. Let's start with the Ponzi scheme that is racking everyone. You weren't here, when it happened. And did you do CBEX?
Alone, yeah. God forbid.
Okay.
I don't go to things like that. Because from day one, you know too well that it's going to crash at the end of the day. When it's going to crash is what nobody knows. So why go into something you know too well is going to crash? Now,
unlike so many Ponzi schemes, this particular one was a bit complex, had the markings of forex trading. It was misrepresented as a forex trading, and this got a lot of people who are not so educated about forex trading to believe that it's forex trading, and that's why a lot of people went into it. But does forex trading in itself give that kind of returns on investment?
Thank you very much. Please, for the sake of time, I have come to understand that it's a web of problems, but I've been able to compress all the problems into three. Number one is that our people lack what they call financial knowledge. No business activity in the whole world is going to give him 30% returns at the end of the year. In fact, the threshold for sensing fraud is 15%. That's the best you can have. And 15% is extremely rare for the whole year. Now we are...
So that's per annum?
Per annum. Now we are talking about 100% per month.
30 days.
In a whole year, that's going to be 1,200%. You cannot... There is no way you can explain that to someone who has financial knowledge and talk to you about it for more than 1 minute. He's going to say, okay, I've heard. But if he doesn't want to insult you, I have heard you, but it's not going to work. Find another person. But our people are seriously lacking in what they call financial knowledge. That is why they are looking to invest, quote unquote, in a scheme that is going to give them 1,200% returns ROI in 1 year. It never happens. Even 15%, you begin to have your hairs, the hairs at the back of your neck going up. Your inbuilt alarm system begins to, activate itself when you hear 15%. Let's talk of 1,200%. That is number one. Number two is that our people are greedy. For not doing anything. They said it's AI, artificial intelligence, that is going to be trading on your behalf.
You said they're not doing anything, sir. They say that they trade twice a day.
How exactly are they trading? They are not doing anything. What I understand is that they told them that it's AI, artificial intelligence, that would trade on their behalf. They are not the ones who would say, okay, the market trend is okay, let me trade for now. If the market trend is going down...
apparently, they'll send them a signal as to what to trade. And then they go ahead.
From what I understand, it is AI. The word is hosting. Just keep the hosting button on, and AI is going to trade on your behalf. You are not doing a thing. You're allowing machine to trade for you, and you invested your life savings. You don't deserve my sympathy. I'm not a wicked person, but that's the truth. The final phase here is government failure. A lot of people are struggling to eat. No talk of parents, school fees and the likes. We all know what rent was 2-3 years ago We know what it is today in this city. A lot of people are struggling. And there's something I want you to understand. During the years of Yaradua, there was something like Ponzi. During the years of Goodluck Jonathan, someone I don't even really read that much, there wasn't less Ponzi. Muhammadu Buhari came, everything went upside down, and we began to have MMM, Rackstelli,
There have been so many I can barely count.
So very many since 2015. Now it's 2025, and Nigeria is in a state that nobody can even begin to explain. The Securities and Exchange Commission listed 54 Ponzi schemes that are presently running in this country. And they told the whole world, these schemes are fraudulent. Take your money out of it. I mean, there is a political meaning and there's an economic meaning to what is on the ground. The political meaning here is that the temperature is not okay. People are under pressure. And, their expenses are far higher than their income. So they are thinking and looking for ways to double the little they have so they can make it whole and complete. That is the problem. So the government too deserves some knocks. But in all seriousness, let me just say it here loud and clear. If any investor is promising you something greater than 15% per annum, don't run away.
That's per year. If you're being offered
for the whole year, 12 months,
15%
yes,
per year.
Not to talk of 100% per month. Like I said, you cannot convince anybody who has financial knowledge and make a headway.
If you're a business person, rather invest back in your business.
In your business.
Put your money back in your business. To everyone who lost money, so sorry. The EFCC has said that they will investigate. However, the SEC said, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission, that they haven't received any formal complaint. So you may want to put yourself together and make a formal complaint to the SEC.
The point is this. The SEC, I'm not their PR handler, I'm not their manager, but they have been saying for months, this thing is illegal. It is a fraudulent scheme. Don't go into it.
Won't many then say that if the SEC knew that it was illegal, why didn't they, shut them down?
That's also another point. It's something I was thinking in my head yesterday. NAFDAC is not going to wait before people begin to die. Once they understand that people are mixing things that they are not permitted to mix,
shut them down.
They bust the place. So what was EFCC waiting for? What was SEC waiting for? Why didn't they? They had an office in Okiado.
Yes.
There is one, if I'm not mistaken, in Bodija. There are offices around the country.
Across the country.
And not for once did they lock any of them. So for that, the SEC is complicit as well. But in terms of talking, they spoke out. But like somebody said, how sure are we that their staff did not even put money in it?
All right. That is something you need to be wary. I know that people say that if you can't be a business person without being a risk taker, but please take measured risks, not
measured and
risks
calculated
like
risks. Something you can explain. I've been saying it. No matter how sweet it is, do not put your money in what you don't understand. You are going to lose at the end of the day. Make sure you understand the process from A to Z and that it makes sense to you. If it's just 2 letters that you are struggling to understand, hold on to your money. Make sure you understand it from A to Z before you put in your money.
All right. To everyone who lost money, don't forget that when there's life, there is still hope. It's true. Don't, think of doing anything bad to yourself because of this. When MMM happened...
I saw videos of people trying to do horrible things to themselves.
That's what I was going to say. That when the MMM Ponzi scheme crashed, so many people also lost their life savings, and I'm sure that if you look at 1 or 2 or 3 of them, they've been able to bounce back, and that's life. As long as there is life, there is hope. Okay, so sit down, gather yourself together, think of what next to do. If you use someone else's money, think of telling them, because that's it. Think of telling them. If you keep on, enlarging the web of lies, that may be another issue for you. Think of telling them. Think of what can you do? How can you work? Maybe what digital skill can you learn to, get a remote job that pays in dollars and get this money back. Think of how you can pull funds from people that, love you and put this money back. But in all the things that you think of, don't think of doing bad things to yourself. Talking about the price of petrol, Mr. Sonny, yesterday there was a drop in the price of petrol from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, which reduced its ex-depot price for PMS to 835 naira per litre. It was around 880 some weeks back, and now it's at 835. Now, the question I have is this. Was the price reduced because the naira for crude may have started again, or was the price reduced because crude has now gone down from $75 per barrel to $65 per barrel?
The story is misleading. The price of crude is not coming down.
Okay.
Rather, it is going up. Yes, it was at the rate of 75 many months back. For like 2 or 3 months now, the highest we have had was maybe 73, 74. It went to $58 when Mr. Trump started his drama in America. Now it is going back. Trump said he's suspending the tariffs.
So it went down, but it's rising again.
It is rising again. So Dangote shouldn't be saying anything as regards the price of crude, because if it's about the price of crude, we shouldn't be talking about anything 700. We should be talking about 600, 500. That's that. As far as I'm concerned, Dangote owes us 17 naira per litre.
He owes us.
Yes.
So is that supposed to be like a further 17 naira down from 835?
In my opinion, he is fleecing us off to the rate of 17 naira per litre. Before the drama of naira for dollar for naira, it was going at the rate of 760. Then the federal government said, okay, let's go back to dollars. He screamed out, and there was this backlash from the people, and the federal government said, okay, let's go back to naira. When the federal government was selling to him in dollars, he moved from 760 to 880, 120. Now that they have reverted to selling to him in naira, instead of going back 120 in a flash, the same 120 that he used to jump, he is now doing it in bits, just like I told you last week, that I don't have good words to describe Dangote. When you wanted to jump, you jumped 120 naira at a go. Come back to where you were before. You are now using us to do Ponzi, CBEX. 15 naira today, 35 naira tomorrow. Why not go back 120 at a go? And I do not understand why the federal government is not taking this up with Dangote. He is doing something that common sense cannot explain right now. If it's about market forces, the same prevalent market forces then made you sell at a rate of 760. We have the same market forces right now. And you are now trying to play holier than thou, that, you love us so much that you are removing the price of... No, that's nonsense. That is nonsense. That is not how it should be. Go back by 120 naira, then let's start from there. Now, that's 40 naira. For the price of crude, that is not what it was. It's not that it is falling. I would say it is rising right now, but it is not anywhere near what it was when you were selling to us at a rate of 760. So now that the price is still down, let's take advantage of it, even if for a little time before it goes back to 70, whatever. He's not talking about that. And nobody's talking about it.
Now, this is just the price from Dangote refineries. What are we expecting from the NNPC or refineries?
There is nothing to expect from NNPC because you cannot give what you do not have. I have been saying it loud and clear. NNPC is not producing a liter of fuel. So they have been following the trends determined by Dangote. I can bet it with you 1, 2, 3 days from now, they are going to say, okay, our own price of petrol too has reduced by 30 naira or 40 naira. If Dangote takes a step, they follow. If it's the left leg that he takes, they carry the left leg as well. If it's the right leg, they do exactly the same. I mean, that tells you a lot. They are not producing anything. That's just the truth of the matter. Port Harcourt is not Port Harcourting, and worry is not worrying.
All right. We heard, according to the Punch, that in the coming weeks or months, the price of petrol may go further down to about 800 naira per litre. But just like Mr. Sani has said, we still want it to go down some more, because that was the idea that Nigerians had after the removal of subsidy, that the market forces would eventually force the price down.
The truth of the matter is that the federal government swindled a lot of people then. I wasn't part of those they swindled. Like some people would say the biggest CBEX right now is the But the point is this: there is no way Nigerians are going to buy at a cheaper rate compared to what it was before the removal of subsidy. Subsidy means that
But can it ever get back to that price? Do you think it can ever get back to that price?
without subsidy, it can never get close to it. Until we return subsidy, Nigerians cannot buy fuel for anything less than 500. And that 500 means that the process from A to Z is as clean as a whistle. It is totally transparent. The best we can get is 500 outside of subsidy. But with subsidy, we can buy the rate of 20 naira. It depends on how much the government is prepared to subsidize.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We'll keep on looking at, in the coming days, the petrol stations to adjust their fuel prices, because again, we've heard that many filling stations have not adjusted their fuel prices. It's at this point that I say you can join us on the conversation this morning by calling our phone lines 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-2000, and 0915-333-4893. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Sulaiman Sherif.
I'm Sherif calling from Nara.
You're welcome. We almost got your WhatsApp message, but we
Hello,
didn't get
can
it
you hear
anymore.
me clearly like this?
We can hear you clearly, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Regarding the issue of the CBEX, and even we have money process scheme that some Nigerians, they just use all their savings to invest in it. That is a sign of greediness. But my question is, where is EFCC? It's supposed to, the CBN, all this while, what the action are they taking? Because from what I read this morning through the SEC, the director of SEC said those process schemes, they are not registered. And what are they doing? That means many of our agencies in this country, they are not working at all. It's not supposed to be. So there must be a regulation that's able to protect some Nigerians instead of them to invest. And some Nigerians also, they need the due diligence to do findings that how come about this process scheme, are they genuine or not? Please, on Nigeria, because from what I read so far during this week about this CBS, a lot of Nigerians are really invested on this so much. And at the end of the day, that is the consequence of those people that are looking for Sugundu Guji. And it is unfair. That's my own submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheriff. All right, just like Mr. Sulaiman Sheriff, you can be a part of the conversation this morning by calling the studio lines 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-2000, and 0915-333-4893. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, madam. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Oduekun from Muslim.
Aderonke, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right, let's have your perspective.
Concerning Dangote slashing petrol price, the reduction of petrol price is already seen on social media, but the reality is that we are still buying nothing less than 1,000 naira. So until they take it to the price they made it when this present administration took over, that's when we are going to believe that they have truly slashed the price of petrol, and we should see the effect immediately due to the cost of transportation should be reduced drastically if truly there is slashes in reduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Aderonke, for your contribution. All right, also be a part of the conversation this morning by finding us on YouTube, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. You see the live chats there. Just join us and be a part of the conversation. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Calling from Alakia.
Ruth from Alakia. How are you doing this morning, Ruth?
Fine, thank you. Are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're welcome. Let's have your
the
perspective.
slight reduction in fair pump pricing, the naira for crude oil is really a good one, which I believe if our government keep working their talk, pump price should have come down to like 300 to 400. So I will just employ NPCL and Dangote to work together in relieving us from this hardship associated with fair prices, so that we can really feel the impact of this reduction in the economy. That's my contribution. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for that. Don't forget, watch us live on YouTube, and it's very simple to do so. Go on our Facebook page, you see the link, click the link, and you'll be able to watch us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Oduekun-Ayoola.
You're welcome, Mr. George. How are you doing this morning?
We thank God.
All right, sir. I'm fine, thank you. Let's have your perspective.
Yeah. You see, each time we talk and we mention government, some people will say, leave government out of this and not the rest of it. For example, this scheme that have just crashed now, if our government organizations are working well, they would have noticed these monies that people are moving directly going towards one side, moving towards one place. And we have had this type of experience severally. And the end of it all is that people are losing. Now they are the ones who are talking. They are the ones who are promising that they want to bring their money back to them and the rest of it. Why didn't they stop it from the beginning? As I'm talking to you now, there are some people who might have been in coma by now because of the volume of money which they have invested in this action. The government should stand and defend the people. That is that. Look at this issue of Dangote and fuel. We say we have 4 refineries, government refineries. We heard that 2 of it, 3 are working. And yet, they are not getting any relief from them unless Dangote. And if Dangote increases his own, we abuse him. If he reduces it, we say it's only Dangote that is reducing. The government's own, what is happening there? Are we really being cared for by this political system that we are running? These are the problems we are having. We are not having good leadership. Our leaders should please have mercy for the people by making their policies human concern, that it will bring peace and succor to the life of the people that they are governing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your contributions this morning. All right, moving on to 2027 matters, but still continue to join the conversation by calling the studio lines 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-2000, and 0915-333-4893. Send us a WhatsApp message to 0915-4999-893. And don't forget to leave a like and a share on our Facebook fan page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, and watch us on YouTube. We want to feel your presence and know you're watching. Leave us a message in the live chat box. Now, as regards 2027, there are headlines on the dailies this morning. This one on the Vanguard says 2027 Atiku's coalition, PDP governors clash over fronting for Tinubu. Let's take a look at the story. Now, it says the decision of the governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, not to be part of the planned coalition did not go down well with the organizers, as the anti-Tinubu coalition, led by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, yesterday accused the PDP governors of playing the spoiler for President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 general elections. The anti-Tinubu coalition also accused the PDP governors of usurping the powers of other organs of the PDP and killing the opposition. He noted that the coalition of opposition forces that he is championing would adopt any platform that ensures good governance in its bid to unseat the president in 2027. Mr. Sani, is the aim for 2027 really just to unseat the president or to make Nigeria a better place? Or should it be?
Well, the truth of the matter is that every politician is going to say, oh, I'm going there for the people.
They haven't said they're going there for the people. They have said that their pure aim is to unseat President Bola Tinubu.
The truth of the matter is this. Nigeria has never been this bad. So removing the person that has made Nigeria become something like this is, in my opinion, a right step in the right direction. The mistake we should not be making at this particular point is enthroning somebody who's going to be worse than the current president. But if it's about removing the person who is president right now, I am 100% in. Let's now talk about the PDP governors. In all seriousness, all 11 of them, they are clowns. Not one of them is making sense to me right now. They are doing exactly the opposite of what they should be doing.
Are you saying they should join this coalition?
That is the logical thing right now.
But don't you think that
No, please,
with joining this coalition, it's going to reduce the power of their own party? The PDP on its own is a formidable opposition.
They struck, they hit the battlefield alone the last time. And it was their worst outing in their history. They had the least number of House of Reps members, the least number of Senate members, governors, just 12 as of then. It has not been that bad for the party before. Now, that's on one side. Between the time they said, okay, there is no coalition, and now, 2 PDP governors, one directly, one indirectly said, Bola Tinubu 2021, we got to get it.
2027. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yes, just like George is my name.
You're welcome back, Mr. George.
Just like what I said concerning the housing scheme and the Dangote and NNPC. You see, the PDP governors, they are making another mistake. Remember the coalition between Wike, is it 5 of them, at least 7 of them?
Five, sir.
5 of them last time. It's the same route they are following again now. What they get from the 5 governors who helped Tinubu to become president? We are complaining of Tinubu now. They are trying now to come another way to get over this thing so that they remove him. Removing him is like removing the person that is causing problems. Now you are working against it again. In the end, we are going to end up complaining. Are we really learning?
Thank you so much.
Let me make a particular reference to the governor of your station, Makinde. I watched the interview he did on one of the TV platforms in this country, and I was like, seriously? You mean you are not deeper than this? Half-truths and inconsistencies. He said after the 2022 primary in Abuja, that he went to Fintiri, somebody who was not even totally on the side of the party then, somebody who is in their ranks, but he was not part of the G5, but, it was clear that he was against the interest of the PDP then. That, in the words of Seyi Makinde, for the sake of unity, let us have somebody not coming from the north as a running mate. There is no way you have the candidate and running mate from the same half of the country. Let's have Wike as a running mate, something that would have been a disaster. But Atiku didn't choose Wike. Instead, he chose Okowa, somebody from the same geopolitical zone, not just half of the country, the same south-south. That tells you clearly that whatever they are up to is not in the interest of the party or the country. It's about selfish, parochial, and personal interest. And that is not the best way to run the system. The truth of the matter is that I believe that what is going to happen come 2027 is between APC and Nigerians, not APC and the PDP. The PDP, as far as I'm concerned, is on its way to the morgue. The PDP is a dying party. But Nigerians are not going to die by the grace of God.
We are going. Let's call. Okay. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you,
madam. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from first?
This is Miriam. I'm calling from Odejai.
Miriam, you're welcome. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right, let's have your perspective.
It's a good thing that Dangote again has decreased the price of petroleum, but we are still waiting for NNPC to do the same. And I really hope the decrease in price made by Dangote will have meaningful effect. But of the truth, federal government should make our refineries a functional one so that things will be better, not continue like this. Petroleum happens to be one of the essential commodities for everyone. So I think we should have stability in the price. That's my take. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
When the G5 governors did the nonsense they did then, I was like, damn, how do you do this? You must not. Okay.
Let's take this call, please. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Sheriff. Okay, you're welcome back.
Regarding the political atmosphere in this country, politics aside, the insecurity that is ravaging our country is still alarming. And Mr. President still in vacation in France under the guise of the working visit. But my question is, if it's about the political career and Mr. President will switch the action to the relief, but he's now turning a blind eye to redness bloodshed in K2 and Benny State through the armed elements and government. But like what the analyst said, 2027 will be Nigeria versus APC because the opposition party that is supposed to be united, they have been also divided. But like what the guest said, even I watched that interview on that TVC when Oyo State Governor was interviewed to the show, but what concerns with Nigeria is that our future is in our hands. If really want to move this country to be progress or to be backward. But the APC that we have today, instead of them to really pay promises, Mr. President is just taking drastic action about 2027 election, not the plight of we Nigeria we are facing now. That's my own submission.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman Sheriff.
Sheyi Makinde was trying to justify what they did by saying, 2015, some people walked out of the PDP convention as well. I mean, that is clear enough. We no longer have confidence in this party and we are moving out of this party. If you no longer have confidence in the PDP as it is today, get the heck out of the party and go wherever you want to go. You were in AMPP, you wanted to be senator, you lost woefully. You went to the SDP, you were able to get just 1,000 votes per local government because there are 33 local governments in Oyo State and you got 33,000 votes. He went to the PDP and at the first shot, the PDP made him governor of Oyo State. And today, that PDP is an evil party. Look at what the chief of staff to the governor of the Delta State said. He said, Tinubu is fantastic, and that 2027, that the present governor, Sharif, I've forgotten his name. Thank you very much. Is going to leave office by 2031, the same time Tinubu is going to leave office, coming from the chief of staff to the governor of a PDP state. That is that. Akwa Ibom State Governor actually opened his mouth to say that 2027 he's going to do everything he can to return Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president. That tells you that these people are grossly irresponsible. They are not faithful to their party. They are not faithful to their people because you cannot be faithful to your people and say you want to elongate what is actually choking and killing Nigerians. It is unfair. If you want to get out of the party, there is freedom of association, but you cannot be in one political party and be supporting the candidate of another party. It is the greatest height of political, the word is there, but the platform is not here right now. These people can do better. They can do better. They can learn what it means to be responsible. Stay where you are and use your mouth the way you're supposed to use it. The moment they said that, we are not part of the coalition, everybody with a functional brain knew at that particular point in time is that, the president you have right now does not know how to run a system, does not know how to run the country. But talk of bad politics, he understands it in and out. He has clearly bought these people, and that's the truth of the matter.
Now, could we say, Mr. Sani, that what those people are running from? So in the last elections, governors like Governor Sheyi Makinde, glaringly and obviously, despite being in the PDP, did not support their presidential candidate.
He actually said it, that I will not be supporting the candidate. And we all know who he supported.
Presidential candidate. Now, many people said that this was due to the fact that Atiku Abubakar was not, according to the dictates of the party, was ordinarily not supposed to run for that position. It should have gone to the southeast. That's where we had Peter Obi defected Labour Party.
Ma, please, let me cut you at that particular point in time. Thankfully, you are sitting across a computer so you can fact-check me real time. 2022, Atiku said, if it's about the southeast, if we are micro-zoning this thing to the southeast, I will not contest. Google it right now, you will say. Okay, please pick the call.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Thank you for your consistency, my sister. You are doing a very good job, and may God count your efforts in Jesus' name.
Amen. You're welcome, Mr. Mario.
Thank you. Good morning, sir, Mr. Sonny.
Sure, good morning,
God
sir.
bless you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you think we have an opposition in the country? Do you think we have an opposition that is vibrant? Do you think we have an opposition that can tackle APC headlong come 2027 election? Do you think we have an opposition that has the threat of the masses, general masses at heart? It's not the one that we are, the kind of opposition we are having in the country. There are those that are bent on clamping down APC come 2027 just to for their own interest. See, If you have the kind of position like this, like what the PDP that we have, I'm telling you, APC will just have their way come 2027. If you are talking about a party that knows how to play a position best in this country, give it to APC. When PDP were in power, you know what APC did. They formed coalition. They did all sorts. They threw granters. They did so many things. And before they got to where they are, tell me one thing that the PDP are doing that can give them victory come 2027. Instead, they are not putting their house in order. They are telling us that they cannot form coalition. The G5 governors, the mistake they made in 2023 election, they want to make the same mistake again in 2027. I'm telling you, Nigerians will always be shouting that we don't want APC, but where is the formidable opposition that will tackle them headlong? There is none. I'm sorry, PDP can't do it. They can't do it all alone. And neither the LP can't do it all alone. And they said they don't need themselves, they don't need a coalition to unseat APC. Party needs to come together to form a coalition before you can ousted the incumbent. But they are doing it the same way they are doing it. I'm telling you, come 2027, we'll just be singing victory for APC. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mario, for your
I should add what the governor in Osun State is doing too. I mean, there is a billboard in Osun State right now, Tinubu on one side, Adeleke on the other side. I mean, what sort of responsibility is that?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Sonny.
Please, I would like to...
Yes, just so you can add to, all of this.
Okay.
Now, we can see clearly that this coalition, because looking at it, would it be a case of, I just don't care for this candidate? In the last elections, these G5 governors did not hide the fact that they didn't care for the person who was running for the presidency. That's why they left.
Okay.
But not
they
left,
did not
but that's
leave.
why they didn't support.
Okay. But that
now,
is not
this
how...
same person
Okay.
is championing
Another
this
cause.
coalition. And this is the same person who has told us that it's his lifelong ambition to be the president.
Yes. I mean, I see no harm in that.
So you'd like an Atiku presidency in
don't-
2027, and you believe that he can do better than a Tinubu presidency?
I will not naturally prefer an Atiku president, but if I have to choose between Bola Tinubu and Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, without batting and high lead, I will vote Atiku Abubakar. That's that. So let's now go into the details. Atiku said, "I am from the Northeast. The Northeast has never had a commander-in-chief in the history of this country, and that's a fact. That's always been the North Central and the Northwest. The Southeast as well, despite the fact that they have had two commanders-in-chief, President Nnamdi Azikiwe and Oduekun-Ayoola, they too have been marginalized. If we are going to microzone the presidency to the Southeast, I will not contest. But Wike said no, that they should rather send it to the South, excluding the North. And Atiku said, that's not fair. Obasanjo was in office for 8 years. He's a Southwesterner. Goodluck Jonathan was in office for 6 years. He's a Southerner. So don't make it a Southern thing. If you are making it Southeast thing, that is understandable. That's why the fact that they have had two shots, you have not had one, it's still fine because they've not had it in a very long time. But Northeast, no show since 1960. But if you are telling us to allow this thing to go to the Southeast for the sake of what we all know, then let it be. Wike said no, such that Peter Obi was frustrated out of the party. Atiku didn't say Peter Obi out. Atiku was even sending emissaries to him to say, Chief, hold on. Let's run this game together. But Peter Obi, we are going to go into that, but not today. I'm going to tell the world why he left the PDP, but not today. They went into the primary. Wike and his boys of Makinde, Oduekun-Ayoola, Tom, and Beazu, they were trashed at the primary. And they began to throw tantrums. At that particular point, despite Wike saying that he will never be vice president, he will never be a minister, he will never be a senator, I mean, the tapes are there. That's why I call him a hypocrite, because it's a hypocrite who says A today, that you will not do something today and tomorrow you go back to that. He said it on TV that he will never be a minister. Today he is minister. He said he was not going to be VP, but he started running after Atiku to make him VP. But Atiku said, your character is not the type of person I would want to be my vice president. I'm not going to work with you. Rather, I would work with somebody who is more stable in the person of Okowa. I ran the ticket with Okowa. Instead of Wike and the likes keeping quiet, or if you don't want to support the which is against the tenets of the party, you can keep quiet. Instead, they chose the highway. They supported the candidate. It's a shameless thing to do, all 5 of them. But because there was no penalty for that, more people are now coming out to say, it worked for Wike. He's now the minister of FCT. His other boys are going to be ambassadors very soon. Let's run the same path. It may work for us. That is why bad behaviors, like I've always said, the biggest problem with this country is that there is no punishment for bad behavior. Now, more people are getting emboldened by their action, and they are coming forward to say, okay, let's support Tinubu for 2027. It is wrong, it is immoral, it is everything that should not be. But because there is no penalty, in fact, there is reward for it. That's why everybody wants a reward. That's why they are going towards that. What I know for a fact is that all of these people, they are not thoroughbred politicians. They are just fair weather politicians. I know too well that Nigerians are going to do what is right come 2027. And, it's not a curse, but trust me, for whatever number of years the coalition is going to stay in power, all these boys are not going to come near Nigeria because they'll be afraid, despite the fact that nobody's after them.
Now, because we don't have so much time, I want to bring this into view. Now, we've talked about the interest of all the political, all the people in political parties, the interest of A, the interest of B, and why A is not supporting. Now let's talk about Nigerians. We say that it is Nigerians against APC in 2027 elections. With the rate at which this is going, is it really Nigerians against the APC, or is it the other political parties against the APC?
Nigerians have an option to make right now, and it's the sense of not enforcing failure. No shame about it. I voted Buhari 2015 because Jonathan wasn't giving me what I wanted then. But 2019, when he had proven to me that he was a failure, I didn't vote for him. I voted another person. Tinubu has demonstrated to the whole world, at least to anybody who cares to listen right now, that he is a mega failure. Replace him. If only to send that message that if you misbehave, Nigerians are going to kick you out of office.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. We see your calls, but it's 3 minutes to 7:30, and we cannot absolutely take those calls. But we will take our message on Facebook. This is from Buluatfe Ademijo, who says, good morning. Undoubtedly, no sane individual would praise the current administration's performance at the center. Since assuming office, the country's glory has been degenerating. It's disheartening that despite the president's numerous foreign trips, we haven't seen meaningful impacts or lessons applied from these visits. This raises questions about the efficacy of such trips. It's high time the president reevaluates priorities and seeks solutions to the existing and newly introduced challenges. Thank you so much for that comment on our Facebook fan page.
I cannot wrap my head around the fact that Plateau is burning, Enugu is burning, Ondo is burning, Benue is burning, and the president of Nigeria will sit comfortably in another man's country. If the president of that country is running the country the way Bola Tinubu is running Nigeria, will Bola Tinubu be comfortable staying there? That's the point. That is the point. The NSA was saying something last week, and I said, it's all lies. He said, never again will what happened in Plateau happen again. 2 days after, another mass attack. The same thing in Benue. 5:30 in the evening, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. There is nothing to... And the one that happened in Plateau State happened just 5 kilometers from number 3 Div. 3 Div is the third biggest, largest, most effective army base in this country. Just 5 kilometers from there, and these people ran amok for over a year, and there was no confrontation. We need to know exactly what we are doing.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sonny, for being a part of the show this
This
morning.
is always an honor to be
And
here.
to Nigerian citizens, don't forget that when the insecurity comes home to roost, it happens to you. When we talk about the bad medical care, it happens to you. When we talk about no jobs, it happens to you. The decision is yours to make, and you will have to live with it forever.
Before I leave now, I should say that I am prepared to vote anybody but Wike and El-Rufai as president. Anybody apart from those two can be president, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, Mr. Sani has said he is. What's yours? How are you preparing for 2027? That's how we leave it this morning on Perspectives Unlimited. Thank you so much to everyone who joined. Don't forget, once you open our YouTube page, click the subscribe button. It's free. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Don't go away. Lizette is here for sports. Good morning. God bless you.